beautiful Aquarians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for June 2022. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details, and I'll never ask you for personal details either. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's get straight to your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your June reading for 2022. You should still be feeling that new moon in Gemini energy, which is all about communication. So it's a very sort of thought-provoking month. I've been saying this to every sign because it really makes you think about situations or conversations that did not work out in your past, but how you have adjusted to make yourself clear and achieve what you want going forward, okay? So this time period is about getting clear, making yourself understood, and no mixed messages. Also, we have that super full moon in Sagittarius on the 14th of June, which is about being inspired and believing in yourself. You will be assessing how far you've come because no matter where you are in life right now, whatever your circumstances, you have evolved from where you used to be. So it's time to appreciate all those accomplishments, how strong you've been, the things that you've overcome, the things that you have achieved. And of course, human beings, we tend to look forward, but this is about sort of acknowledging in the moment how far you have come so you can be proud of your journey so far, okay? Now, of course, because of that Gemini and that Sagittarius influence, you may be called to connect to friends that you haven't seen for a while, inject a little bit more fun into your schedule, especially if you've been feeling a little bit stagnant or stuck in a rut or in a schedule where you haven't managed to connect to playfulness or open-heartedness. And also, you may be feeling a little bit more adventurous, thinking about going on a vacation, or you've planned a vacation. They want that card, yeah. So I know this is like this time period is where people tend to want to go on vacation and things like that, but that is because we do have that influence from Gemini and Sagittarius energy, which makes you a thrill seeker, okay, in you know, day-to-day life. And it doesn't mean that you have to take a vacation, but it can mean that you want to also implement a little bit more fun in your schedule. Now, in particular for you, my beautiful Aquarians, we do have the 5th house activated at the beginning of the month, and that's all about creativity, the pursuit of pleasure, fun. I've already been talking about that, but also in terms of the romantic sense as well. You may be focusing on relationships if you're already in one, or finding one if you are searching for one. But this is all about you creatively expressing yourself, being your wonderful authentic self, and you know, being productive in that creative energy. So recognizing your talents, your capability, and believing in yourself, inspiring yourself to achieve no matter what, okay? Also, we've got that 11th house at the end of the month. Well, it kicks in around about the 14th of June, of course, with that super full moon in Sagittarius. And that sort of 11th house is all about social networks. It's about, perhaps even internet-based jobs. So you may be looking at trying to work from home, or trying to find a job where you can work online and free your time up. But it also connects to, hopes, wishes, your dreams, but also, again, it comes back to friendships and sort of social circles. So for you in particular, my beautiful Aquarians, this is more of a social kind of energy month for you. Now, we're going to get your overall energy, and then we're going to do a Celtic cross and see what is coming your way. The first card there is the One Who Calms. Okay, so this is about stillness. As I said, this is a thought-provoking month where you're going to really connect to new ideas, to your intuition, and it's all about communicating what you need, okay? Not being misunderstood, no mixed messages. So as you can see, it says stillness, purity, quiet, the one who calms. Now this is a beautiful deck there, the L Key Oracle deck, and it does say she who calms, but male or female, not a gender specific reading, so I'm reading it as the one who calms. But as you can see, this figure is sort of like staying very, very still, very, very calm, and the knowledge is coming towards her. So expect like incoming messages, but also clarity, wonderful ideas suddenly coming towards you, suddenly knowing, having revelations of where you are right now and where you want to be and what the next step is on your journey. So I feel like you're learning a lot of lessons. You may even feel as much as, as much as it can be like an ambitious month with that 11th house sort of connected for you at the end of the month, this is more about you learning more about who you are, what you want, the bigger philosophical questions, as in your life's purpose. So I feel like, you may be taking a bit of time out to reevaluate or just, sit with yourself and source and slow down a little bit to really work out what your heart is trying to say, because we tend to have built a very sort of loud world for humanity, and sometimes it is very, very difficult to connect to your intuition because we've got so much going on around us, lots of energy, lots of frequencies. We've got the we've got the internet, we've got cars, we've got people, we've got everything buzzing around, that wonderful ambience that we enjoy sometimes, or a lot of the time, but sometimes we need to take a step back, kick back, relax, come to our center and really hear our heart, because sometimes it whispers. So it's really about paying attention in stillness. So I feel like if you've been buzzing around like they're giving me an energy of a Tasmanian devil. Now, maybe that's come up for your sign in the past. It definitely has come up for somebody. So I feel like this is about you slowing down a little bit more in June. So whether it is you are taking a vacation, or perhaps you're going on a course of learning to implement new skills, you're definitely sort of in that zone of knowledge, okay? Now you already have a lot of intelligence, a lot of knowledge, and they're indicating that with your protagonist energy. This is the Hierophant. So this is about your dedication, but it's also about your wisdom, okay? So I feel like you are, you're highly educated, not just in terms of qualifications, but in the school of life, okay? I really feel like you're dedicating yourself to your cause, or dedicating yourself to your dreams and your goals, and you're learning a lot about yourself. The Hierophant is a learning card, but there's something here about you, perhaps you've been doing something in a traditional sense, and you're trying to find an alternative route, doing something like a little bit rebellious or unorthodox in order to get to where you want to go. Not that you're like going against the grain in a way where it's illegal or anything like that. I feel like you are doing something to shift and get a different outcome. Now, you tend to be someone who is full of really good advice, so you may be seen as a mentor to some people. Some of you may be setting up your own business where you're teaching people about spirituality or about faith, but this is about you having faith in yourself. But I do feel like you can implement it or apply it to your career, where you're educating other people, and I feel some of you may be like connecting to spiritual practices, setting up your own business, or maybe even a sideline business to help others, because I feel like you're extending a helping hand here. Now, some of you may also be checking out the internet online, because that energy from the Gemini new moon, of course, really does connect to the internet. And of course, because of that 11th house, we do have like internet-based jobs or learning. So you may be like looking online, like YouTube or something like that, learning how to add extra strings to your bow. Or if, for example, your computer breaks down, you may be looking online how to fix it. So I feel like you're being really self-reliant in the month of June. And with this Hierophant card, though, it's all about your dedication to your goals and your dreams. And that sets you apart from everybody, because the outcome here is the Chariot card, which means movement forward, success, ambition, motivation, drive. You're heading in the right direction, okay? But you may have felt like disconnected from your motivation, or you may have felt like a little bit like stuck in a rut recently, and you're trying to reinvest in your energy and your sort of focus into something in June, which really sees you coming unstuck. Okay, and by unstuck, I mean you're moving forward and nothing is holding you back from whatever it is you've set your intention to achieve. Now, it's going to be different for everyone. We will get the details in a moment. We've got the one who knows. Okay, you know where you feel you need to break free. Okay, the courage card there, strength card, is all about you know, something you've been struggling with. You know what you need to do. You have a sudden revelation, a moment of clarity. Your crown chakra is going to be on fire, really. It's almost like you're taking a pause to really think, and the wisdom comes to you, but you already have all the answers within you. It's about hearing them clearly and sort of like not having any distraction. And then we've got the one who knows here. You knew all along. Okay, so this wisdom, you've already got that. You knew that. So something intuitively that you are aware of, it's almost like you find a resolution or a solution to it, and you break free from anything that has been sort of holding you back or trying, you've been struggling with, you've been trying to overcome for a while. Now, some of you, you know, there may have been, for example, something that you're committed to and it's caused you a lot of frustration or anger. I mean, it could be a job, it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship, and you've been feeling a little bit like antsy, or you know, you've been feeling a little bit disgruntled about something, and I feel like suddenly you realize all the answers you need are within you, and you find that solution. So it does say wisdom, clarity, resolution, the one who knows, and it's Yelena, and we've got Jenna, and we've also got Taraz. Okay, now of course those names may mean something to somebody out there. They're not energy names that's coming through the water, just so you're aware. But the one who knows, and you know that you've got the courage and the strength to overcome any obstacle and sort of move forward. I also feel like you don't have to resort to physical aggression to get to where you want to go either. I feel like your knowledge takes you where you want to go. You are very intelligent. You got a lot of smarts. You got a lot of talent. And I feel like that's what's going to take you in the right direction. Also, I feel with the lion there, as you can see, there's a spear. I feel like you're right on the mark. You're going to make your mark. But I feel like recently you didn't know where to aim. That's what I keep getting this energy of, like you didn't even know where to aim, or even if you had the energy to aim in the first place. But I feel like you re-examined some of your priorities, and I feel like you're finding that courage, you're finding that motivation, that drive, that energy in order to break free and move forward once again. Also, the strength card, this is empowerment. I feel you've been very, very self-disciplined. So whether this is about, for example, if you work at a company and they always do things in a certain way, it's a very rigid system, and you're like, you know what, if you did it like this, it would be so much easier. But, you know, the powers that be go, oh, you can't do that. We've always done it this way. Don't be rocking the boat. Don't be coming with any new strategies or anything like that. And you're like, but what? It helps everybody, you know, streamline their work. And, you know, you may feel like sometimes some of your ideas are really rational and actually help the situation, but others look at you like they don't understand. Why wouldn't you want to do it the way it's always been? And you're like, well, I'm a maverick. I like to do things differently. I like to work smarter, not harder. Don't you? And everyone else is no, this is how it's always been. Don't change it. So I feel like you may have been like in that push and pull kind of energy, whether you're implementing new filing systems or you are, because I feel like you're trying to teach people how to do things better. Now, whether you are, for example, a parent and you are trying to sort of impart your wisdom and your knowledge as a human being to your child, and they're struggling with some things at the moment, or perhaps some of them may be going through like teenage years where they're feeling really angsty, and you know they're trying to find out who they are and what they believe in, and they're struggling, and you may be like helping mentor them without actually sort of like forcing it upon them. I don't know where that came from, but that's obviously for somebody out there. Otherwise, it would have come through on the scrying there. But I feel like you are a force to be reckoned with, and you're regaining your power. And I feel like you're being championed by spirit as well. Okay. Now, the outcome energy, we've got the one who's present. So again, I mean, especially with the Hierophant there, they're giving me an energy of you really connecting to spiritual practices, listening to your higher source, and real moments of wisdom coming through for you. But you must remain present, okay? when we are daydreaming, it's wonderful. We are manifesting, of course, but we can't live in the future and we cannot live in the past. The most productive time is to live in the now. So it's very, very difficult to live in the present. And they're actually showing me a book right now. Okay, thanks so much. Truly grateful. Now, I'm not here to condone anyone's work or sell anything or advertise anything at all. But I'm seeing a piece of work in the water right now. It's by a very, very influential person. It's Eckhart Tolle, and it's the power of now. So maybe that's coming through because maybe someone's reading it at the moment, or it's been on your shelf and you've been like, I've been meaning to read that book, or you picked it up once and you didn't finish it. There's something there about that, or maybe you've been searching for a book. They're just gonna be the power of now. It's so it really connects to this card, but so I'm gonna leave that image there because I feel like it's very precise for somebody out there. But it says now awareness acceptance. You're aware of the fact that you're going places. You're aware of the fact that you're making waves. You're triumphing here. You're finding that energy to move towards victory, towards success. But it takes bravery, it takes assertion, it takes willpower. And if you've been feeling recently that you've been lacking in energy or motivation or even discipline, because you may have been struggling with focusing on the now, and you've been like trying to, we're going through like some major times in terms of humanity across the world. So I could not blame you for wanting to be like, Baba, I don't really want, sometimes it's better to daydream because it takes me out of the fact that these are the circumstances around the world right now. And it's like worrying and, things like that. But I feel like you're actually focusing your attention on ambition. And for those of you who are, for example, not working, I feel like you are still moving forward towards a job that you really want to achieve. You want to feel needed in that job. You want to feel seen in that, whether you are in a job or not. Also, if you're retired, I feel like this is about you connecting to a spiritual practice, having more peace of mind, enjoying the stillness, where you may have been struggling with it at first. You may have been struggling with the stillness or struggling with meditation and things like that. But I feel like you really power through and you actually achieve living in the now, okay? And it's much more enjoyable. So June is a very important month for you in terms of your philosophical being and reconnecting to your center and things like self-care. The Chariot card, of course, indicates success, movement forward, your dedication, your drive. Both these cards, either side, are about your commitment and your dedication, and that you've been struggling with something that you will overcome, okay? So I feel like your courage, your tenacity, it will pay off and you will see the results in the now. So let us see what's going on in June for you in particular. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? Can you please guide them? I'm only picking the uprights in this this deck rather, just so you're aware. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Whoa, okay. And I'm only reading the reversals in the crossing positions, just so you're aware. How do I see? Thank you so much. Okay. I see a lot of you sort of overcoming any self-sabotage with like doubt and things like that, really believing in yourself a lot more, having a bit more confidence, especially with the Five of Swords connecting to that Hierophant energy, which really tells me that you're having faith and not sort of like burying your head in the sand and ignoring it's almost like not ignoring your brilliance, okay? Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? What are they meant to see for their highest good? What are they meant to know? Okay, so there is a situation that has been very, very difficult that you're walking away from. You may have thought it was something that you really wanted for a long time. You may have felt it was a wish come true, but I feel like you're doing you now. I feel like this has caused you nothing but anxiety, or you felt like there was mind games here. Let me just see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, yeah, okay. So we have a Nine of Cups position as the starting point. That is pretty like strong starting position. This is the heart of the matter. You're wishing for better things. You're trying to reach for a more enjoyable lifestyle, fulfillment. I also feel with this card, there are elements about your journey that you are proud of. You feel satisfied that you did everything you could in each given circumstance. So have compassion for yourself, okay? This card is a card of satisfaction, but it's also a card of success, of, you know, a desire being fulfilled, a wish coming true. So I feel like this is a real accomplishment, okay? I do feel like it's connected to a personal goal as much as it is a goal outside yourself. So I feel like you've set yourself some tasks. In June, I feel like you got your eye on the prize, okay? So you may have like made a wish list, for example, and you're looking at this wish list and ticking things off. And anything that you may have felt like you haven't achieved yet, you may be a little bit disappointed. You may feel like, especially since we got the Empress there, male or female, not a gender specific reading, it's about the energy. You may have been looking at things that you wanted to achieve by a certain age, and you may have felt like you haven't accomplished it yet. But your guides need you to be aware that everything happens in divine order in the right moment. And some of the things that we want or wanted 20 years ago are not the things that we want now. So I feel like you have to have compassion with yourself. Your journey is not over. It doesn't matter what age you are. There's still time for all of the things that you want to accomplish, okay? The Nine of Cups, I feel like you're in a really good position with the Nine of Cups. But what's crossing you here is there's something here that you felt like you had to let go of, or it didn't work in your favor. Now that really does connect to that new moon in Gemini energy, which is about, you know, a very thought-provoking month where we really look at situations that did not work out, things that we felt we needed to adjust to make it right, or make ourselves heard, or clearer, and try and accomplish what we set out to do. So the Five of Cups is a card of feeling that either you lost out on something, but it can also feel like no matter what you wished for, and you may feel like something showed up for you that you thought you really wanted, it just feels like it disappointed you. It maybe didn't feel like what it would feel like, or what you thought it would feel like. The Five of Cups is like looking back, there was something that arrived, but it disappointed you, or you feel like it didn't quite hit the mark. And that's what I'm getting. It's like difficulty. It's almost like you feel shortchanged in something, okay? And I feel that's what's crossing you. But what you have to realize with the Five of Cups is that releasing what does not meant to be, well, what is not meant to be in your world is the hardest thing to do, because we need to be aware of what is no longer working for you, letting them go and letting them flow, and embracing the fact that there is something else even better just waiting in the wings. I feel like it's about surrendering, okay? Being fearless to sort of take an infantry in your life and go, okay, that didn't work. So I'm liberating myself from that, and I'm actually moving forward towards something greater, something more fuller, something that will actually emotionally feel like it's working for me, okay? So as you can see, it's about changing perspective. Five of Cups in this position indicates after a long time, you know, I feel like it's taken you a long time to move on from something, but after a long time, your hope is returning. June is actually a very, very positive month. Now, this may be, for example, a relationship. If you were in a high-level commitment with somebody, maybe you were married to that person, you may have been going through some difficulties and there's a separation. You know, you may be resigning yourself to let it go, let it flow, and see the things that, you know, it's almost like you deserve to free yourself from these things that may be weighing you down. Doesn't mean you're not going to get back to be that person. If you really truly want to work on things, of course, anything is possible. But I feel like this is about feeling let down. But it's crossing a wish. So it's like something you were really wishing for. Either it didn't show up the way you wanted it to, or you feel shortchanged, it wasn't what you expected. There's just something here where you're like, okay, for example, you may have bagged the job of your dreams and you're like, oh, this is incredible. I got it. It's amazing. And then actually you find out that it's a lot of hard work, and like not just hard work because you're up for hard work. You're the sort of person who is dedicated, hardworking and achieves goals. But it may be like they didn't tell you that you were going to be on lower money, or it wasn't going to be the money that you're expecting. Or since like, you know, the pandemic, for example, they may be giving you more work for less money, or more work and no more money. You just feel like, is it worth it? Because with the Seven of Pentacles below you, this card asks the question, is it worth it? Seven of Pentacles is about you opening yourself to a new strategy where you're like, okay, something that I was hoping for didn't show up the way that I wanted it to. How can I adjust my expectations? How can I open up to something greater? How can I release the thing that is no longer working for me. So whether it is a job that was once fulfilling and now you're like, okay, I've hit a glass ceiling, I need to let it go. And I need to turn around and see that there's other opportunities out there. The Seven of Pentacles asks you to sort of remunerate where you are right now, not just financially, but also in terms of the effort and the progress that you're making, okay? So I feel like you're reflecting on your progress, you know, a lot of hard work, as you can see. There's a lot of potential here, but you may feel like the reward is very small for the amount of work and effort that you've put into things. But this also means that, you know, with patience, there is going to be much more success. There is more success waiting for you. And I feel like you are calling that in, okay? Now, I'm going to pull a card on the Five of Swords because it's in a past position. So I feel like you may have sabotaged yourself in the past by not believing in yourself. Also, you know, you may have had a lot of mental conflict, overthinking about your dedication to your vision or to, you know, like an idea, for example. Or there's something here about, there could have even been some sort of drama where you're at, or some sort of like, I mean, because we got a Five of Swords and we got a Seven of Swords here, I would say that there is an energy here of either you were dealing with someone who was unkind, or you have a desire for independence to sort of get away from sort of middle management, that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be about work, of course. It can also be about you sort of like having tension or conflict, or, you know, looking at your experiences so far and, you know, reaching for an authentic version of yourself where you sort of want to be an independent, free spirit, for example. And people may have expectations on you or responsibilities put on you where you feel that, you know, you want to run away from those responsibilities and sort of live a free life. You could also be having some sort of verbal conflict with somebody, and just, you know, this person or this situation may actually be underhanded, or you feel someone has betrayed you in some way, and it's just been going round and round and round in your head. So with the Five of Swords, I need to pull a card on it because it can sort of talk about drama, but it could also talk about, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, it can talk about unfairness, but it can also talk about complacency, where we feel like, you know, we got something we wanted, and we thought it was everything that we needed, but then, you know, we started to coast a little bit, and we found that we're like in this little cotton wool where we're not stretched. It's not exciting anymore. We've gone into a routine, a habit, a commitment, you know, where it's in a repetitive cycle, and we feel a little bit stuck in a rut, unstretched mentally. So you may be like, I need to change things. And you may be sort of going round and round in your head trying to explore or brainstorm ways of trying to stretch your brain, or feel inspired once again, or see through this conflict. So I just need to find out what that Five of Swords is for you. It's in the past, which is a really good place for it to be, but we got a Seven of Swords over here, which is in your advice to yourself in this moment. Okay, so I just want to find out what that is for you. Two of Pentacles. Now, Two of Pentacles can be about trying to find balance between work and play. You may feel like you're stuck with your nose to the grindstone. You've been dedicating yourself to a lot of hard work, and you're like, where's the fun element? When do I get to like run away and have a great time? So we've also got the Justice card here. They're indicating that if someone has been unkind to you, I really feel you may have been weighing up whether you take justice on this situation, or in terms of revenge. Don't shoot the messenger, my beautiful Aquarius. I don't believe any of you would actually take revenge, and I would take revenge, and I don't really feel that energy in your reading. But because we've got the Justice card, it's almost like you're weighing up whether either this situation has gained karma, or whether you should take this person or this situation to court. This is a past position, so you've already decided what I feel you wanted to do. But the Justice card is like, how do I make it right? You're finding a solution. So it can mean that, you know, if you have not been, you've been working really hard and not been enjoying yourself, you're like, I need to make some adjustments in my world. I need to actually weigh up what's really important to me. But this is an indicator that a decision needs to be made, and one where you feel it's fair. So if you've been doing all the hard work or legwork in in a workspace or in a friendship or a relationship, or even in a career, you may feel like I need to readdress the balance so that I'm not stressed all the time, so I'm not like overworking my mind and not feeling like I'm being rewarded. Humans, we're very resilient creatures, and we will work and work and work because we've got a goal or a purpose, or we need to pay bills, for example. But if you feel like you're always working and there's nothing else, you start to chip away at your confidence, at your psyche, at your self-esteem. So it has to be worth it in some way. And that's what that Seven of Pentacles really tells me with these cards. Now, above you, we've got the Queen of Swords. So this is having a vision, clarity of purpose. You need to feel like you have a purpose, my beautiful Aquarians. So if you feel like you've been coasting, I feel like you really are readdressing situations. I mean, Seven of Swords can mean you have a desire for independence. Doesn't always have to be that someone, and Seven of Swords I keep talking about is over here in your advice to yourself position. Seven of Swords, as I said, doesn't always have to be like someone was dishonest, or you are dishonest, or you're running away from things, or burying your head in the sand. It can mean that you feel like you don't want to conform. You're not living life on anyone else's terms or to anyone's expectations. And that really came up in your overarching energy with those cards earlier, where I feel like you're kicking back. There's a rebellious energy. You're a maverick, remember? You want to do things your way, because any old other way, it just feels like it doesn't work, or it takes up too much time. So I feel here with this energy, it's like you're being really self-sufficient. So some of you will be thinking about being your own boss, or actually you are your own boss and you've got your own ideas. You're making your own decisions. But the Queen of Swords is very important. It's a very clear communicator. You're going to be very productive, very well organized in the month of June. If some of you do actually have a court case that you have already been involved in, I feel like with truth and integrity, you are going to win this. Okay, I feel like, but you must have a strategy, as in you must, get very clear on what you want as the outcome. I mean, the outcome is the Empress energy, which is about you having a healthy boundary, loving yourself more, but also it's abundance. So I feel like you are actually going to get the success that you've been working hard for, because the Empress, she's already sown seeds. Something is already in progress, and you're nurturing it until it blossoms. So I feel, for example, some of you may be pregnant, okay, and you may be sort of worrying about the pregnancy, and it may have been something that you wished for a long time, but you may have had some difficulties or complications during the pregnancy, like a lot more morning sickness, things like that, and you may be like, oh, this is not what I thought it would be, and I feel like then the pregnancy is coming to an end, but you wouldn't change it for the world, because you birthed a beautiful, bright being into the world. So I feel like there's a lot of energy coming through here, where some things that you've committed yourself to, you didn't think it would be what it is, but the outcome is much more greater than you expected, much more rewarding than you expected. Queen of Swords here is also about having the courage and the conciseness to be direct and get what you want. You're being realistic, straightforward, so I'm loving that energy, and you're dedicated to a cause. You're dedicated to truth. So if, for example, in your friendships or in a relationship in some way in your life, doesn't have to be a love relationship, can be any type of relationship, if you feel like someone has not been telling you the truth, the whole truth, and everything but the truth, the Queen of Swords, the truth will out, okay? And you're going to get to the bottom of whatever this is, okay? You're not going to stop. You're going to get to the bottom of it. And with this, I feel like you will take the moral high ground and you'll let it go, but that's only because you're the bigger person. But the truth will out, okay? And here it is. The Sword of Truth. This is the Ace of Swords. Now, this is about destiny and fate, the law of karma as well. So I feel like there's a powerful transformation for you in June. A lot of synchronicities. I would definitely look out for them for you. I feel like double numbers or names. If you think of about a person, you'll see the name like on a billboard or over the name of a shop or something like that. There's going to be a lot of triggering things to let you know from your guides that you're on the right path, or give you answers. There's going to be like omens, okay? But I feel like there's going to be a lot of, it's almost like your brain is going to be like a supercomputer in the month of June. Lots of great ideas, lots of creative energy, you being very, very powerful and responsible for achieving whatever it is that you want with conviction. And I feel like you're you're really being honest with yourself. You're taking accountability for your side of the street in whatever sort of disappointment or struggle that you've been going through. And I feel like you come out on top. I feel with this card, there is a breakthrough, a major triumph here with this for you. And I feel like you're getting clear on whatever it is that you want, but I feel like it's actually being offered to you. So suddenly there may be like a new job that arrives for you if you're looking for a job, one that's in communication, or one where you have to express yourself creatively, and people recognize what you do and sort of like raise you up in a way, I feel. Also, I feel like you find a solution. There's just this energy of finding a solution, finding something greater, but you're still on the path to achieving a dream or a goal. It's just, it felt like it wasn't 100% what you thought it would be. That's what I keep coming out with here, okay? Now, I want to pull a card on the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can be that, you know, going too quickly, you may miss something. So slow down, especially since we got the first card of stillness. So it's like you don't want to miss something. You can see that Seven of Swords, they're running off. They're running off there with 5 swords, and there's 2 left behind. Now this person, the history of this card is this person could have actually taken extra swords, because as you can see in one arm, they've got 3 swords. They've got 1 in their back. What's the other hand doing? They've got 1 in the holster. What's the other hand doing? The other hand could take the other 2 swords. But in stealth mode, this person has left those 2 swords behind. So I feel like this is really saying slow down. You don't want to miss something. You don't want to miss something that could be detrimental to your progress. So also with the Seven of Swords, this is a card of indiscretion. So I would be really mindful. If someone tells you a secret, my beautiful Aquarians, you really want to keep it, because you never know. It may get into the wrong ears and it may backfire, okay? Now, you're very honest and open, but you know when sometimes someone tells you something and you sworn to secrecy. Now, I'm Scorpio. I'm sworn to secrecy. I've got a bank of secrets that I will never open to anybody. But you know when you may be like talking about something with somebody and by accident it just pops, you know, part of it pops out and you're like, so I would just be a little bit mindful, okay, of that. Now, I've never done that myself, I've got to say. But, you know, I have been there where some people have, like, outed a secret of mine and they didn't mean to. And I'm standing, like, in the crowd of people and I'm like, oh, really? We're going down with this conversation, are we? You do remember how I swore you to secrecy, and my laser sharp eyes are really, like, giving you the stink eye right now. And they kind of stop in their tracks and try to change the subject, and you know, I love those moments, to be honest. But anyway, let's go and clarify the Seven of Swords and see what it means for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Now, the Seven of Swords can also be, for example, if you know, if you have a bill, for example, that you need paying. And I know it sounds really mundane. It's like, don't bury your head in the sand, pay the bill. Otherwise, you wouldn't want it to come back and bite you on the you-know-what, and bailiffs and things like coming out there for you. We got the Queen of Pentacles. So I was feeling bill energy, like money energy. So the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is connected to that. So it can be like if you felt a little bit financially strapped this month and you feel that financially there's something, a bill that perhaps pops out of nowhere, you can just actually go to the provider and tell them, look, I'll pay you in installments. Just don't bury your head in the sand. Now, that's not going to be for everyone, of course. That's only a small percentage that's coming out. But it could also be there was someone here that you trusted. Queen of Pentacles is someone who is actually very, very trustworthy. But in the reverse energy, it can mean someone has either been indiscreet with your secrets, or I feel like you're trying to get to the bottom of someone like not being honest in some way. Someone who, now this may be someone, for example, this may be like a flatmate that you want out because you feel like they're stealing all your stuff. So I feel like this could be a dispute somewhere, but you actually win in the dispute. You make a change, you're making lifestyle changes, okay? But again, they're saying don't go too slow, too fast. You don't want to miss something. The Knight of Swords energy is like you changing your lifestyle, perhaps in order to save more money, or changing your circumstances in order to feel more fulfilled or more stable, more grounded. So if you've been feeling a little bit like, for example, like you've been procrastinating, or you've been feeling a little bit of lethargy or complacency. You know, I know a couple of months ago I was feeling I had a lot of responsibilities to take care of, and I was like, I'm exhausted. I don't think I can do everything. Sometimes we feel like we have to do everything all by ourselves, but we can reach out to others and say, hey, you know what, I'm struggling right now. Would you mind doing me just a little favor? Or I can't help you out with this one thing. Maybe next time, but right now I just got some other stuff to do. So I feel like this may be you trying to change your schedule, or trying to change something about the way that you operate right now, in order to get back to a plan, or in order to feel more grounded, because right now you're feeling like perhaps you know, you were running away from a commitment, or you felt like you couldn't invest in a commitment at this time, and you're changing the way that you operate in order to reach your goal. Okay, now just gonna let that siren go past. The external environment is the Strength card. So it's showing up again. This is your challenge position. You're going to overcome the obstacle, whatever it is, okay? For some of you, for example, you may have had to have a procedure. There's a lot of swords on the board here. So I'm feeling an energy of, if you've gone through a major procedure and you're feeling exhausted, take the time you need to stay still, to recuperate, and you will be back in the game when it is necessary, okay? Don't try to rush it. Don't try to rush your progress. I know you're independent. I know you want to stand on your own 2 feet and you want to get out there and happen to life, but sometimes we got to just take it slow. And I really feel this month is a bit more about planning, taking things slow, getting really new ideas after a time of feeling a little bit like burnt out or feeling exhausted. And I feel like hope returns. There's a lot more positivity. This card in particular, the Strength card, is all about having compassion for yourself as well. So just be mindful. But I feel like you're finding that inner resolve, that strength, and I feel like you're overcoming the struggle. It is coming to an end. We got the Ten of Swords there. Now, the Ten of Swords indicates a hope and a fear position. So I feel like the struggling has been real. Now, this could be like the end of a friendship, or you saying, you know what, someone told my secret and, you know, I'm cutting you out because I can't trust you anymore. This also could be that, you know, a situation that you thought was everything you wanted and more, you know, you've hit a glass ceiling in that situation and it's not rewarding anymore. So you feel like it's time to move on to a new job or a new space or a new place to live. Something is coming to an end here, and you may feel a little bit anxiety. That may be even why you've got that Five of Swords and you're feeling a little bit anxious, and the Seven of Swords, because you just want to run away from this fact that you've got to just make a major life decision, okay? That Knight of Swords that came out is a major life decision, but something is coming to an end. But the most positive thing here is it's not an ending, it's actually a new beginning. One door does not shut in your face. Another door always opens for you. So I feel like there's a new door opening to you, and you're going to see that actually you've gone from like setting an intention, like having a wish. It wasn't quite fulfilled, but there's something here that is more fulfilling on the other side. It's been an anxious, sort of tumultuous test, perhaps testing time. You're making a breakthrough because you've got a plan, you've got a strategy, and now you're going to reap the rewards of that plan. But it needs to start. Taking the first step is important. So this doesn't always mean like something is dead, done, and over with. It can mean that suddenly you are taking the next step in another direction, or you are acting on an idea that propels you forward. Either way, your outcome, I mean, not only is a Chariot card, but is also the Empress card, which is all about abundance. It is about the seeds that you've already sown, sort of growing into something like harvest time. Like this is a special moment where I feel like your productivity is paying off. Your dedication is paying off, even though you felt it wasn't going to. Also with the Empress card, I feel like you're going to be implementing self-care routines, you know, trying to manage your stress levels, and seeing that actually you've got this. The universe has your back there. Now, what they're showing me here is someone like moving. It's almost like a shower curtain type thing. I'm only assuming it's shower curtain because I can hear water as well. But it can mean that you are like unveiling something in June, or you may, you may be listening to this reading just after you come out of the shower, maybe even. I mean, I didn't see anything or anybody in the shower. I just saw a shower curtain being moved over, just so you're aware. You know, my skills don't cross over privacy things, just so you're aware. So I feel like this is like It could also be you unveiling something, having a revelation in the month of June that actually sees a lot more reward, a lot more positive energy. But this card is about believing in yourself. The Empress, she sits back knowing her worth, knowing that she deserves better. So if you've been doing something that you feel has not been rewarding, or it wasn't what you expected, then you're changing something, you're doing something anew in order to get a better result. And a better result is exactly what you are going to get, okay? I would say if you're leaving a contract, for example, be honest and open about it. Don't run away from responsibility. Don't bury your head in the sand, because it could come back to bite you on the you-know-what, okay? Now, I only imagine with the Queen of Swords that you will always lead with integrity. Whatever the circumstance is, the truth will out. And I feel like you will be in a better position because it did come out the honest way, okay? Also with the Empress card, I feel like you're going to be very nurturing, not just of your own needs, but for others. There's a wonderful warmth about you. People are gravitating towards you. I also feel like you're a magnet to attract abundance, okay? A belief in yourself. I just have this energy of you having faith. Now this could be having faith on a dream or a goal as well, because they're really highlighting the river in the background, going somewhere. I feel like you are going places. Some of you could literally be going on a trip to spend time in nature, to really come back to your center, maybe spiritual retreats, for example, something like that, so that you can get clear. Because I feel like June is a month to get clear on what you want, get clear on what you thought you wanted, but it didn't turn out that way, and you're looking for something more fulfilling, more rewarding, and I feel like you're gaining clarity. There's a major breakthrough here for you. So it could be a sudden idea. It could be a sudden breakthrough. As you can see, the victory wreaths actually hang from the crown. The crown is all about the crown chakra. So you can celebrate your brain, your ideas, the news that comes towards you, because I feel like the universe is bestowing a breakthrough upon you to give you this outcome, okay? So I'm just going to see if there's any other advice or anything else that comes through there. They are giving me an energy here of you not just having faith in yourself and believing in yourself, but actually realizing after a period of feeling really cold, and by cold I mean as in disconnected, I feel like you're starting to love yourself fully, see how attractive you are, recognize how wonderful you are both inside and out. And it's taken a lot of personal work to get you, personal growth, to get you to this position where finally you see clearly that you are beautiful, you are attractive, you do love your body, you are maturing and have a lot of wisdom, and you're doing it gracefully. And I feel like it's an end of a period where you may have like either self-sabotage yourself or had body dysmorphia or something like that, where you just didn't truly see how beautiful you are, and suddenly you're realizing, okay? And I feel that you're not running away from circumstances anymore. You're having the confidence to stand in your power, and a wish will be fulfilled, okay? So let me just see if there's any final, whoa. Okay, yeah, look at that. If you're feeling stuck, there is a new start. So the Six of Swords indicates you've been going through a rite of passage. You have been going through a challenging time, and it has made you feel stagnant. Some of you, it's like literally you feel like you're working really hard, but you're always in the same place. Something that you thought was a wish, it just isn't working out the way that you hoped for. And the Ten of Swords coming out again indicates there is a new start here. Things are not as bad as they seem. I feel like there's a recovery of hope, or you're moving on from something that was really, really difficult, and the future looks bright again. I mean, the future looks so abundant. You're over the Ten of Swords. You're in this position at the end of the month, okay? So very, very positive energy, but if you are feeling stuck, first of all, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. I know it's difficult. I know it can feel like sometimes we're on a treadmill of life that we're just doing, we're on autopilot, but I feel like you are going to find that balance. You're going to look and reassess areas of your life where you need to make a breakthrough, where you need to get clear on what you want, whether you want more time with friends, family, whether you want more money, more investment for all the hard work that you invest in. You're going to see who your friends truly are, and whether, who's got your back and who hasn't. And I really feel you're going to enjoy life a little bit more, rather than wanting to just sort of run away. Now, right now in the water, they're showing me helicopters. So either you're listening to this reading and you can see a helicopter, or you can see one. they're showing me helicopters, but they're showing me more than one. So perhaps you are seeing a display, or you've just been to see a display or something like that. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Helicopters, I feel helicopters are kind of like, helicopters are very versatile. They sort of, they adapt to their surroundings quite well. An airplane can go up and down, it can do all these wonderful things, but a helicopter is a little bit more versatile, I think, lighter energy. I don't really know the spiritual energy of a helicopter, or even if there is one, so I'll have to look it up. I gotta say, I can only imagine. I mean, some of you may be wanting to learn how to fly a helicopter. I don't know, or you took a helicopter ride on a trip somewhere. So I'm just gonna have to leave that image there. I'm not really sure how it connects to your reading. Okay. Unfortunately, I can only see the images in the water. I don't know necessarily what they mean either to me or you. I can only give you the energy and the images from the water as I'm doing the cards. So let's move on to any final cards for you. We've got Fox Clever. Okay, so you're being very clever. You're making shrewd decisions. You're not conforming to other people's expectations. You're not people pleasing. You are actually taking the courage to reject conformity. So that's definitely what that Seven of Swords is all about. It says you are swift and smart. But as I say, don't go too fast. You don't want to miss something that could come back and bite you on the you-know-what, right? It says, you're swift and fast. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Oh, be open to romance. Okay. So as I said there, we have that 11th house, that 5th house of creativity and the pursuit of pleasure. So it also connects to romance as well. So there could be a bit of a plot twist at the end of the month, meeting somebody there for you. But I feel like you are being very clever, very clear, and having a breakthrough. The truth will out. I feel like this is, foxes, they are very, very clever. They're very, they strategize, but they also operate under difficult circumstances and manage to survive. Okay, so I feel like if you've been going through a difficult time, you're making some really good decisions, and you will come out on top, and you'll actually be in a better position than you were before. And if you've been struggling with something, you definitely find a solution to it in the month of June. Remember, slow down. The answer is within you. Okay, breathe. I'm just going to go and get a final card for you. Any advice from Spirit? Can you please guide? This is a personal power oracle deck by DREWIT. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? We've got I am knowledge. That's your first card, the Hierophant. I am knowledge and I surrender. Okay, so some of you may actually want to put yourself on courses of learning to learn extra skills to earn more money. If you are releasing yourself from a company or a contract or something like that, be honest, be open about it. As I said, I feel like your honesty is appreciated. You don't need to sort of run in stealth mode, but I feel like you're making a really clever decision because it's going to be more fruitful on the other side. Number 41, when you reduce it, 4 + 1 is 5, which is the number of the Hierophant. Your commitment to your goals and dreams. You're learning more about what you want, what you don't want, and how to get what you want. We've also got I surrender. Trust. Have faith that the universe has got your back. Okay, as you can see, that figure there is sort of lying down in the water. That also looks a little bit like space or the universe. So I feel like the universe has your back. It's number 26. When you reduce it, 2 + 6 is 8, the number of the self. Self-care routines, knowing you've got this, all in very important in the month of June. And I'm just going to get some final runes before we close. I hope 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just closing my eyes just to feel the energy. Okay, so this they're showing me a boat again. Every time I've been doing a reading for this rune in particular, if it's the same one, I think it is. When they show me the boat and I'm in the water, this is all about like your emotions. So this could be actually the water rune. Yeah, and it is. Okay, so this is all about psychic energy, trusting your intuition, also being on the right track for your dreams, okay? Using your instincts. Now, it's not in the reverse, so, that's a positive thing, because if it was in reverse, it would mean you wanting to escape. The temptation to run away, but with that 7 of Swords, but it's in the upright, so I feel like you're staying to overcome an obstacle, and you're going to defeat it. Okay, whatever the challenge is, I feel like you meet it halfway and you overcome it, and you come out the other side changed and rewarded. Let me see what this one is. Okay, I can't quite grasp the energy of this one, I gotta be honest, but I do see a bridge. Okay, so I feel like this is about you moving from one position to another, perhaps connected to a goal or a dream. You being strong. So I'm just going to have a look at it. Oh, okay, yeah, that is actually the strength rune. So that is about me being in a good position, really. And it is also about, can be about adventures, sort of needing to go further afield to activate a plan. With that Chariot card, some of you may be relocating or wanting to leave one space to enter a new space there. So I feel like you're really in a good position with this. There's a lot of strength. I mean, it does connect to the strength card there as well. Now, finally, we have... Oh, interesting. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing the Hangman energy. So, Hangman, so pause, that's a pause, that's slow down kind of energy as well. I can't quite grasp what it is, so I'm going to be honest, I'll have to have a look at this one. Okay, there we go. So that is, this rune connects to the self. It's the human rune, but it's in the reverse. So they're telling me here that sometimes you don't, you neglect your own needs. So just be mindful of that. They want self-care routines, much better, you know, to implement those. And believe in yourself as well. You may have been dealing with a lot of selfish people who are very ungrounded and took your time, your energy, and you may have felt very alone in that energy. But that is all about to change, but they just want you to be aware of putting your own needs first. It's not a selfish act. Do think about yourself, okay? Because sometimes you do not. It's in the reverse there, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for you in this reading, my beautiful Aquarians. It was quite a complex reading, this one, but I feel like you are in a very clever position. If you'd like to be in the chance to win a free personal reading, all you have to do is write 5 things down on a piece of paper that you would like to release from your life that you feel is blocking you. Perhaps some of the things that you're feeling anxious about or you've been struggling with, and then find a creative way to release it, whether it's do a safe burning ritual outside or whether it's throw it in the trash. Totally your call. In the comments box below, just put the sentence, I've let it go, now I'm in the flow. And I'll gravitate towards one lucky subscriber on the 28th of June, and I'll announce the winner's name in a video upload only. Also, I would say, I'm just getting this energy all of a sudden. So I just have to mention it because what they're showing me is someone putting their money in a safe. That's what they're literally showing me in the water right now. Put your money in a safe. So for example, some of you may be like, I mean, 7 of Swords does actually connect to someone being deceptive. So it can mean that maybe you're making sure your money is safe, whether that's safe in the bank or in a safe. You know, so please take that as it resonates. So that's the image that just came out. I rarely get images right at the end, but they just showed me that. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's the image. So maybe some of you just bought a safe, or perhaps you're making sure you're financially in a safe position before you take a new start somewhere, and there's going to be more abundant reward there for you. So yeah, please take that as it resonates. If something does resonate in this reading for you, I know this is a complex one, so it may not, but if it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is actually very, very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians. Love and light.